G'day cobbers. Well, I'm here in Kolkata and I thought I'd give you a little bit of a look at my room. This is super cheap. It's only cost me $50 Australian a night. So I mean, expensive for India, but there's no hostels available really over here in the Far East or Bangladesh, and here in Eastern India. So I have to go into hotels, but check this out. So here we go. I'm actually staying on a boat. I was hoping to get on the other side, room on the other side of the room, but anyway, this here is the Hooghly River, and there's the view from my room. And here we go. It's like they've done it up to look like an old colonial boat. This is it here, the Hooghly River, Fort William, which is just down that way, and my boat hotel, which is actually called the Flotel, is about here. So I'm about to go for a little bit of a walk up around. This is kind of the old town around here. Have a little bit of a look at that. But how cool is this? And hello, they've put a window in the shower through to the toilet. Hello, so you can have a shower, you can look at the river, wave to your mates. I'll give you a little bit of a look around the boat maybe a bit later. It's about 4 stories. I got in, my flight got delayed by about 8 or 9 hours last night, so I only got into Kolkata about midnight, so that was, yeah. So I'm pretty tired, had a bit of sleep, and it's a bit annoying. I was meant to be here at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and I thought I'd be doing a little bit of exploration around town yesterday, and I'd be up fresh and early this morning. I had plans on going for a run and taking you through a run through Kolkata. That's not going to happen now because, well, it's 11:30 in the morning. I'm still pretty tired. It was, yeah, it was eventful trying to get here, and I'm just pretty shattered. But anyway, let's have a little look around Kolkata. Now, this might seem a little bit crazy to you guys because there's a little bit of beeping of the horns going on. But the first thing I noticed when arriving into India last night was how much quieter it was compared to Dhaka or Chittagong. Yeah, there's actually seems to be road rules here. There's people, there's traffic lights for crying out loud. I haven't seen them in all of Bangladesh. Cars seem to use the road rules, adhere to traffic lights, stick to their lanes, which is a pretty wild thing, concept. Not drive the wrong way down the highway and stuff like that. So yeah, instantly felt a bit safe on the roads. Like I don't know, Dhaka was probably one of the craziest traffic that I've seen anywhere in the world, maybe only rivaled perhaps by Tehran. Was pretty nuts. Yeah, the other thing I noticed was it's a lot cleaner. There's a lot less rubbish around, and there's a lot less beeping the horns. Like, these guys are driving by without beeping. If that was in Bangladesh, every one of them just yeah, beep. Well, I think because the roads are a lot better here in Kolkata than they were in anywhere in Bangladesh. I feel like all the potholes, every bump on the car was hooked up to the horn. It was just loud, it's chaotic. Probably the most chaotic centre in Asia that I've been to anyway. So anyway, it was a little bit refreshing getting here. I'm going to have a little wander around. I don't really know where I'm going, but let's go have a little look. Love these cool old taxis. This is just really peaceful. I'm walking around pretty much the dead center of town, and it's all leafy. There's footpaths. There's traffic police on nearly every corner. There's traffic police everywhere, all making sure everybody's doing the right thing, nobody's speeding, things like that. It's just a really well organised show they got going on here. It's a pleasant place for a saunter. I'm sauntering hard out. So I'm wandering along, and something struck me. What is going on here? Clearly nobody in India gives the flying rat's ass who I am, because nobody's come up. I'm not saying, oh, how are you? You're doing good? Okay. Well, that ruined about what I was going to say, that nobody has said hello to me yet. An old mate there. All right, we're back, baby. This beautiful old building here. Look at this empty streets. Like, come on. Another thing, and I don't want to get too much into this because Bangladesh was a fantastic place to visit, and it really is all about the people in Bangladesh. They are the friendliest, smiliest, I'd say most trustworthy. I never felt, they were never trying to rip you off. There was just a genuine curiosity and just a genuine nature about the people that just really wanted to say hello. They didn't want to impose themselves on you too much. And then just say hello, shake your hand, and then be on their way. But one thing I have noticed since being here is the air. The air is a lot cleaner here. I can see blue skies up here, and you know, in Bangladesh, especially Dhaka, that's the first thing I noticed. We'll label it something better. I'll call it the saffron skies of Bangladesh. That kind of orangey, smoggy, kind of the look of, let's say, if somebody was a pack-a-day smoker and they get that yellowing on their mustache. That was the colour of the skies of Bangladesh, was pack-a-day smoker mustache skies. No, I think we'll go back to the saffron skies. We'll stick with saffron skies of Bangladesh. But here, it is noticeably clearer. Oh, look at this building. So, Kolkata was once the capital of India. It was the capital of the British Raj. All these old buildings are all British Colonial. This was the headquarters of the East India Trading Company from somewhere around in the 1700s, early 1700s, I want to say, maybe late 1600s. And clearly they have kept all of their old buildings, which this fella in Bangladesh was telling me how the biggest problem with Bangladesh was they knocked down all the old buildings and just built, well, just new crap concrete ones. They didn't hang on to the old heritage, but there's more old colonial buildings here than anywhere in India. It's the old colonial capital. So I'm in my element because I just love that stuff, all the wooden shutters. Look at this building, the Esplanade Mansions. Look at that. Just a gorgeous building here. Oh, just frothing on this. Alrighty, let's just carry on. Oop, we're on like a little mall street here. We are in the old town, so that is why there's just old buildings everywhere through here. And beautiful parks everywhere as well. When the British decided that this would be the capital of the British Raj, they designed it very much on the European style of things, with large central squares, big parks, wide boulevards. Yeah, it was thought out, it was planned, and it's noticeable because it works so much better. You know, when cities just kind of pop up and expand in these highly populous areas without any great city planning, then it just becomes just a mash of, well, it doesn't work. But here's the fact that you might not have known, was that the India, well, it was part of the British Empire, British Raj. They separated sometime after World War II. But where I just was in Bangladesh used to be known as, and it was part of all of India, Pakistan, India and Bangladesh were all one area. India separated, and then Bangladesh, which wasn't Bangladesh, became known as Eastern Pakistan. So there's Western Pakistan, which is now currently Pakistan, and Eastern Pakistan, and in between it was India. In 1971, they had a liberation war. Pakistan came, Western Pakistan came, invaded modern day Bangladesh. They tried to outlaw the Bengali language and things like that, and ended up in about a 9-month battle of independence, at which point the Western, West Pakistan capitulated. They were beaten, and it was the largest surrender of any army since World War II with the Germans. I'm not gonna, there was a huge number of them just surrendered. It was also what fairly well precipitated the shipping graveyards of the Bay of Bengal there in Bangladesh and Chittagong, because a Pakistani warship got struck in the bay there and was scuttled. Well, not scuttled, they dragged it up into the mudflats. Then it was bought a few years later, and they pretty much started the whole ship graveyard cutting up and recycling scene. So there's a couple of little facts for you. So they won their independence anyway in Bangladesh. And hello, how are you, sir? They became Bangladesh. And everywhere you'll see along here, like we've got a little old building, veranda and stuff like that, but you can't see any of it because they're trying to protect themselves from the sun and stuff like that. They've got all these tarps up everywhere, and it's just sort of a big market, clothes mall type thing there. So yeah, it's a little bit of a shame. I wouldn't mind just be walking along and have a look at it all, but for these guys it's great. They get to sell all their Mickey Mouse t-shirts. Well, I'm kind of feeling like I'm just taking a wrong turn somewhere. This is all just, yeah. This would have been a lovely promenade at one point in time. It's all got lovely little columns and pillars. Let's have a look at this. So is this the grand entrance to like some, and there's a big lake thing there. It's probably at one point in time like a cafe. Sit there and had your tea, You got a little rowboat, you rode around with your loved ones. Now, not so much. Watch where I'm walking, there's a whole heap of shit on the ground around here, and I'm not entirely convinced it's dogs. So, but anyway, we'll keep wandering. It's actually nice to get away from the crowds and stuff like that. And look, it's just a lovely forest. Oh, g'day mate! Check out old Skippy. Why do they put the kangaroo facing the tree? Anyway, who knows? Right, I'm heading to some place over here, some Victoria Memorial, something like that. We'll find out when we get there. Through this lovely park, just walking through the parklands here. It's quite nice. It's exceptionally hot and sweaty. Sweatier than a blind lesbian at the fishmongers. So I'm just going to carry on. Hopefully find an ice cream stand in this park here. Yeah boy, I wandered around in that park for a while. I was not in the Maidan park. The Maidan park was on another side of the fence. I should fence this whole bloody thing off. I don't know what the hell's going on there, but means you've got to walk a marathon to get around to it. But why have a fence and then a fence, and then within the park there's another fence blocking the other park? It's all divvied up. I'm sure there's a rhyme or no, I'm not sure there's a rhyme or reason to it. They just tend to do fun things like that around this neck of the woods. So anyway, I got an ice cream. Check it out, we've got some horses and flipping big paddock. This is the Maidan. So this is like just a huge big park right in the middle of town. It's nuts. There's horses cruising around. There's just a horse over here. Looks like there's a few cricket pitches and things like that. And I'm guessing out of the heat of the day, maybe later in the evenings, everyone would come down here. There'd just be, I don't know, plenty of people playing cricket, chilling about. Yeah, well, this is it's like a bit of a rural landscape right in the heart of a city with around 15, I think it's about 15 million people in Kolkata. And you can just wander around and just yeah, do your thing. They should have themselves a music festival here. That's what it needs. Imagine that. You just have like multi-stages over there. Over there you'd have drum and bass, pendulum, stuff like that could be going on. Back corner over here you'd have, I don't know, hilltop hoods doing their thing. Boom! That's what needs to go on with this park. I'm going to write a letter to the mayor of Kolkata, or maybe not, and I'll just do my own little jig. Back onto the festival scene of things. J-Mac, this one's for you. We're at the unofficial Kolkata Music Festival in the Maidan. First thing that happens, J-Mac, what's this? This is your thong. Jerk! Take that! Straight into the center of the nosebleed section. In front of the Victoria Memorial. Pretty cool looking building. I know nothing about it again. And again, I don't know what's going on, but it's closed. I can walk around in the gardens, but I can't actually go into it. And it was in there that I'd be able to find out what it was all about. Well, we can't do that, so we'll just have a little wander around the gardens. Every man and his dog seems to be down here today, so I don't know why Why are they all at work? I don't know. So, I found out a little bit about this building. It was all made of marble, and this was built in memorial to Queen Victoria. She died in 1901, and Lord Curzon, so this was the capital of India back then. Lord Curzon wanted there to be a fitting memorial to Queen Victoria, and so he set about getting this built. The foundation stone was laid in 1906, and then I think it was King George V in 1912 then made the capital city. This thing was halfway through construction. He made the capital city Delhi and not Kolkata. So halfway through this thing being built in the capital of India, Queen Victoria, they decided to change the capital. And so now it's just in a, well, I mean, it's a pretty big town, but it's in a provincial town in the far east of India, so that's probably not what he was intending to happen. So yeah, it took until 1921 to completion, and inside is all sorts of museums, galleries, things like that going on, but we can't go in it today. I just had about I don't know, it was a good 15-minute photo shoot, and it just it starts perpetuating itself. Like one person wants a photo, then another. Before you know it, you got 5 of them, and then because there's 5 or 6, that generates interest, and you get more and more people, and they just keep on coming in, and they're just in their own minds, they're like, well, these guys have stopped to get a photo with this guy or speak to him because he must be famous. And then you have a crowd, and you're just all of a sudden a minor celebrity. Everyone here thinks I'm a cricketer, Glenn Maxwell. So if you know who he is, right on, because I don't, but he's apparently a cricketer. But they really love the Australian cricketers over here, and I am not one of them, but I'm a happy chappy, and I'm just wandering around as a minor celebrity in Kolkata.